Welcome to the Midlife Rider Project. This is a place for riders who have lived a little and learned a lot. A place for honest reflection, lived experience, and listening for the wisdom that emerges as we ride through this second season of life. Have you ever walked into the barn on a Tuesday afternoon, looked at your horse, and felt this tiny wave of guilt wash through you because you just don't have the energy to tack up? And then you think to yourself, I'm wasting his potential, or if I don't ride, I'm not a real equestrian. I want to start today with a question that might feel a little uncomfortable. When was the last time you went to the barn, spent an hour there, and didn't feel like you had to apologize to someone or to yourself for not riding? By the time we get to midlife, many of us have spent 40 or more years in this sport, and we've been conditioned by a very specific type of horse culture that says horses are tools for sport. If they're not being ridden, they're wasting away, and if you aren't in the saddle, you're just a horse owner and not a rider. We need to talk about this lie that horse culture has told us for decades, that a horse's value is directly tied to its serviceability under saddle. In our 20s, we're taught that horses are athletes to be trained, but in midlife, we start to realize that horses are also companions to be experienced. Your horse's value is not measured only by her serviceability or usefulness under saddle. And your identity as an equestrian is not revoked just because your boots stayed on the ground. If you spend an hour grooming, grazing, or just sitting in the sun while your horse mows the grass around your chair, that is not wasted time. That's a return on your investment. You're not giving up on riding. It's more of an expansion of your definition and experience of horse ownership. I had one of those moments not too long ago that I fully intended to ride, but then my body said, not today. So I pulled a chair into the pasture instead. My mare grazed next to me for about 40 minutes. We didn't do anything that would show up on a training log, but I felt calmer afterward than I had all week. This shift in mindset opens up a whole new world of horsemanship. When we talked about buying for a brain in a recent episode, we were looking at safety, but sometimes the safest and most soulful connection, I think, comes from a horse that's not even rideable. Think about the thousands of horses in rescues or looking for retirement homes right now. These are horses that maybe have a little arthritis or a soft tissue injury from some sort of injury in their younger years, or they're aged out of high level work. So these things often mean that they're labeled somehow as being useless. But for the midlife equestrian who wants a partner to groom or walk with or care for, these horses are pure gold. A pasture pal or a companion-only horse can be the perfect midlife companion. And they come in all sizes, from mini right on up to draft horse size. You get the smell of their coat, which we all call aromatherapy, the waffle at the gate, and the meditative experience of the barn without the what if he spooks today anxiety. For many of us, the stress of riding can actually block the healing benefits of being around horses. Removing the saddle removes the pressure. And when the fear is gone, the joy has room to move right back in. So if you're not riding, what are you doing? If we look past the mounting block and arena fence, there are so many ways to enjoy horses that challenge their minds and soothe ours at the same time. Liberty work. Liberty work is about communication. whether or not you can ask your horse to move with you and stop when you stop and draw it toward you using only your body language, or maybe going for a walkabout. If you have a safe enclosed area, just walking with your horse, no lead rope, just following each other's energy is a profound way to test your bond and a conversation without words. Agility and in hand trail have become popular. It's like dog agility, but with a 1,200-pound partner. If you set up obstacles like pool noodles or tarps or cones, this can build a great deal of trust and keep the horse's mind sharp without putting any strain on your knees or their back. It builds a we dynamic that you often don't get when you're sitting on top of them. The spa day as mindfulness. We often rush through grooming in order to get to the riding. So, what if grooming actually becomes the event? Maybe you learn how to use basic equine massage techniques. I am a huge fan of this since I've been certified in equine massage therapy since 1995. You might also hand graze in a quiet field away from any barn busyness. These things lower your cortisol as much as theirs. There's also clicker training for tricks. You could teach them to pick up a bucket or target a ball or smile. It's mentally stimulating for them and sometimes hilarious for you. I have been working on my horse giving me hugs, and that's fun for both of us. I think that it's time to reclaim our identities, and we need to stop saying, I'm just grooming today, or I'm only hand grazing. There just is no only in horsemanship. We have spent a lot of years measuring our success by ribbons and levels and hours in the tack. I want to invite you to start measuring it by moments. There are so many physiological benefits from being around horses. There's so many physiological benefits from being around horses, from lower cortisol levels and regulated heartbeats, and none of those things require riding. If your horse makes your smile get wider, then he's valuable. Whether you're jumping 3-foot fences, riding steep terrain on trails, or just sharing a carrot in the barn aisle on a casual Tuesday evening, you are a horsewoman. Don't let the ride or die culture steal the peace you've worked so hard to afford. It's time we let that go and start celebrating that stay and breathe culture instead. Thanks for joining me today. Go spend some time with your horse today. No tack required. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated, I hope you'll join me again next week as we continue riding through this season together. Until then, take good care of yourself and your horse.